because I do. I lead songwriting camps for prospective students with Marwan and Ash at Blue Rooms. So I usually do those maybe once or twice a week.
That's so good.
And then afterwards, I'm like, can we record something, please?
Is that what you did for your project this term? Was a
Yeah.
EP of
Yeah, it's my debut EP. I'm really looking forward to that. It's production-wise, it's
especially
pretty
you
tight
get it
up
for
now.
free as well, because it's like so much money in it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's been really good. Really enjoyed it. They've got like a drum room at Blue Rooms as well. They've just put in, which is good.
Yeah.
Can't actually hear Scott. I don't know why. Is it because the volume on this is not on?
I'm not seeing that. No, it won't be through TV. Have you plugged it into the DI?
HDMI, yeah.
No,
Nick.
The actual DI.
We should be able to see it.
It's funny because everyone else but Nick failed.
Why do you need to plug in your laptop into the audio?
No, it's just because
So is that
they just didn't work hard for it.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
And they're like three of my friends, so
Pain.
that's what I know.
Yeah.
I want to go around.
I think people just, I know a lot of people just got overwhelmed with it.
Yeah.
I
I mean, as a creative person, like if you're just not that way inclined, like I was quite lucky because I like doing essays and stuff like that. So I was pretty happy with doing it. But
Since this is the first time that we're doing this on the it's actually very difficult
one more minute,
get through
just organize my mind and then we'll go.
all the great entrances,
How come you
all the great
caption?
work.
Oh, it does it every time. It drives me bonkers.
Topics.
I don't know how to turn it off.
Everybody for participating in any.
So I don't need to do this theme song and ping the pictures.
So you're going to introduce us to the occasion. Yeah, you don't need to do the theme song. I've got that.
Okay. And we've got microphone.
Yeah. Can I just test all the microphone? Can you just all just...
it doesn't go in the microphone. You'd just be like.
There isn't one more.
Okay.
Oh, I heard it.
Whoa.
Check.
There isn't. Okay. There's only 3 working channels.
So Amber, you and I will share a microphone. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
I just switched off.
Unless you had 4.
Is that any better? Oh yeah, there we are.
Whee.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff.
1, 2, 1, 2.
No. But you're coming over the top of someone else.
Oh, hang on a sec. I've seen them up. All the great channels. They're all working. I used all 4 of them the other day. That's weird.
What kind of internships are you looking for?
How did you fix that?
The ideal one would be all round.
No. It wasn't that. It was. That hasn't been working just
So it's like where you just do everything to your
It must have been arranged.
There was one,
In which case,
I think it market studio something.
Right. Yeah.
So
1, 2, 2. Oh yeah, fuck. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2.
Okay, guys. We're not going to go just yet, but we will in a minute. What's going to happen on the feed will be, and it's live now, will be an image.
1, 2.
Thank you very much. And what we'll go from the image, we'll go to a theme song. We will go to the introduction of us. I'll start it off outlining the day, then I'll hand it over into the academic excellence. Then Tom's in charge. He's going to chit-chat with you guys however he feels he wants to do. Matt's in there, so Matt will always give us directions. I'll be floating around to make sure everything flows. Don't just be yourself. Just be relaxed. Just be yourself. It's very informal. Okay. We're scheduled to do an hour. I don't see it taking an hour. But if you guys really get into it, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, this is your opportunity to shine, as it is. Yeah. And so you'll get this video footage as an asset for you in the future. It could be in your portfolio, go on your website, whatever you want. Your moment of fame. And any questions?
Will the videos that we submitted, the presentations, will they be playing before
My understanding is I will introduce you a little bit,
Yeah.
and I'll be reading a bit of things and probably asking you just a couple of questions as we go, and then we'll play your video, and then we'll move on to the next candidate.
So,
that's my understanding.
and that will be for Matt. You'll just give him a thumbs up for videos. You can literally say, "Okay, Matt, take it to the video,"
Yeah.
just to make transitions nice.
One sec.
Yeah, no, we're fine. And
You have to play the video at the same time.
yes, I know that.
Yeah.
But
So
it-
I'll be playing it onto the feed. You're playing it in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, when you say take it to the video, then it doesn't like that's for me and Mike to start it at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott has an intro video as well. So, in fact, the way it will work, once we kick off and I do an introduction to the day, to ACM. My name is Michael Dunn, and I'm very proud to host our first ever ACMees Award. So essentially, this is an exciting day, jam-packed with excellent bands, presentations, all kinds of activities that is going to be really phenomenal. It's all designed to feature our students and all the excellent work that they've done across this academic year. They'll be competing to get an award in their different categories. We're very, very excited and really, really proud to present and showcase our student work here at ACM. Of course, this is a combination of all three of our campuses, London, Guildford, and Birmingham. And so you'll get a taste or a flavor from all of our students across a variety of areas today. We're going to kick things off today with something called academic excellence. Now, I know ACM is well known for outputting great drummers, guitarists, vocalists, music business, music production, but it is a central hub of music intelligence and music thought. And that comes down to our level 6 students that do things like dissertations and research in the music field, subject area. And we are going to start today's awards with our Academic Excellence Award. And I'd like to have our modulator, Scott McGill, zoom in today on a little talk or a little introduction as to what academic excellence is all about here at ACM.
Hey everyone, it's great to join you today, and I wanted to first congratulate everybody on a job well done throughout the term in terms of the practical work, in terms of your written work. Excellent stuff, and you should be very proud of your accomplishments. This is the first ACM Academic Excellence Award, and it's been great to be a part of it. So many excellent research projects, some very deep research, real rigor, and real understanding of our industry, the cultural, the social aspects, the technical aspects, the music making aspects. It's been a great pleasure working with you and the team as well across CIF 601 in particular. But it's been great getting to know your work, and it's a real privilege for me. So thank you. Since this is the first time that we're doing this award, it was actually very difficult to pick through all the great entrances, all the great work on a diverse number of topics. It's been a great pleasure, but it has been difficult. I mean, there's so many great projects, and again, I just wanted to thank everybody for participating and everybody that submitted and the team as well. So it's been a real privilege, and we hope to do more of these. So this is just the start of the Academic Excellence Awards and the academic awards themselves. So it's very exciting for all of us to be a part of this. And without further ado, on to the finalists.
Okay, well, that was Scott McGill, one of our music academics as part of what we do here at ACM. I take real pleasure now to introduce you to Dr. Tom Atherton. We've got our finalists here. We have Amber and we've got Will. Give them a warm welcome, give them a round of applause, and I'll hand over to you, Dr. Tom.
Thank you very much, Mike. It's great to be here this morning, and it's great to be here with Amber Cycladi and with Will Kenworthy. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Okay.
Hello.
So a little bit of an introduction to the Academic Excellence Award. So this is an award that's been decided by a team of our academics here at ACM. And it's been considered on the overall academic achievement. So this is what we're looking at, is the overall contribution towards academia throughout the course, okay? However, at undergraduate level, a large part of this is going to centre around student dissertations, and as such, we're really pleased to introduce the topics of our two finalists here this morning. So I'm actually going to start with you, Amber, and we're going to just delve in a little bit into your work,
Awesome.
okay? So the subject area, as I understand it, is the effects of AI technology on interdisciplinary collaboration. Gosh,
Yeah.
that's a mouthful, isn't it?
It is.
And you had the research question of, in what ways will AI-driven music generative tools and platforms impact interdisciplinary collaboration within the creative music industry? Have I got that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Thank you, Amber. And I wonder if you could just tell us in your own words about why you were drawn to this particular subject.
So I find the development of AI absolutely fascinating. I think it's extremely important for musicians such as myself to understand this subject matter, particularly at the moment because there's such a large grey area in legislation. The route that this legislation and the AI take implementing into the industry is really going to shape the face of what my career will look like as a songwriter, and the careers of many people in many different disciplines. And so I thought it would really set me apart going into the industry, because I'm looking at business roles as well as songwriting roles, to have a comprehensive understanding of the most likely avenue that AI will take. It will be quite valuable to me to understand how I can utilize these tools to the best of my advantage and kind of stay a little bit ahead of the curve.
Yeah, thank you very much, Amber. Yes. So you conducted the research. It was a mixed methodology, and you had an interview with an industry expert. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about this industry expert.
So I was put in touch by a friend of mine that I actually met through an event at ACM with a guy called Drew Thurlow. He's an American expert on AI technology in music, and it was so insightful to speak with Drew, because he was able to provide me with a lot of kind of insight into areas that I'd not really previously considered. It really opened my understanding of AI. The first thing that I wanted to understand was the way that the law will change to accommodate for AI, because obviously at the moment it's so up in the air. The route that AI could take really does depend on the way that governments across the world choose to adapt with it. And so we kind of discussed what kind of the mediation legislation would look like to provide context for the research. And we kind of came to a bit of a conclusion about a way that kind of AI developers would be able to fairly remunerate artists for using their music as training data. It would kind of be a bit of a royalty pool that's kind of similar to the framework of royalty distribution that happens with DSPs. So we were able to look at that, and then using that context, go and look at what the most obvious uses of AI would be, and then kind of conclude how that would then impact the collaboration taking place as a result of those uses. So it was a long journey, but it was really very interesting, because it can be very scary for a lot of songwriters like myself when the law is so up in the air, kind of honing in on that.
Indeed.
Yeah, it gives it a lot of context and gives it a lot of, it feels a lot safer after having rationalizing it like that.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And this was mixed, as I understand it, by a targeted questionnaire as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I devised a questionnaire to target towards entry-level music industry creative practitioners to kind of understand the people that are entering the music industry, what their attitudes towards AI is, and whether they're using it already and how so. So that was able to inform my conversation with Drew in terms of what the most realistic uses of AI are going to be and what they already are, and then how the legislation that we kind of spoke about would then integrate with the uses that people that are stepping into the industry are undertaking.
Excellent. Thank you, Amber. Thank you. So the findings suggested that whilst there are instances of AI discouraging this collaborative approach to creative practice, it's actually creating such opportunities equally, if not more so. And most crucially, well, I think one of the things that I got from your research as well was that the technologies are already abundant and they're not going anywhere.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So where can this research go in the future then? Well, what I certainly took from it is that the research could help to start shaping that fairer legal framework.
100%.
Yes. And is there anything else that you feel, anything you would like to add to that at all?
Yeah, so I mean, because just yesterday, like this is something that I, aside from my academic career, I suppose, is very important to me. And just yesterday in the States, the US Senate were discussing, I think it's called the No Fakes Act, which will provide individuals with the federal right to their likeness, both visually and through voice. So just keeping on top of kind of legislative progresses like that, and taking them into account to reevaluate research and further it. Another thing that I found within my research that I think this is more of a longer term implication, but it's the development of AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, which will be AI softwares that are actually comparable to human intelligence, because they'll be able to transfer knowledge from multiple domains into each other. So current AI softwares act within one domain of variables. AGI will be able to consider training data from a multitude of categories the same way that humans do. So interacting memory with opinion, with history, and so there'll be no difference, I suppose, between how AGI and how humans generate creative ideas. So all of the research that I did was considering the current framework of regular AI software, but AGI is set to be implemented as soon as 2060, which is, when you think about it, very, very soon. So I think research into the implications of AGI and how that will be then fairly integrated into the industry so as not to encroach too much on human creativity, I think that's very, very important as well.
Thank you, Amber. And just one more little question just to ask. What sort of academic ambitions do you have for the future?
So my main priority, I'm a creative at heart, but I am a firm believer in that knowledge is power in all endeavors. So as a songwriter and as a music artist, I want to stay increasingly well informed on all developments in my field. So every single thing that I research is kind of being done to further me in my career and in how I can, interact with the tools available to me to set me apart and put me ahead and make me a valuable asset to employers and collaborators. But also from a kind of a business perspective, I'm also looking as a day job at the moment to go into marketing, music marketing at the moment. I have a couple of interviews coming up for some internships. And so looking into the ways that AI will impact storytelling and the authenticity of artists, I think that's something that's really important to me and really interests me. And if I can help to advise colleagues and labels and employers on those kinds of matters and how to, because I think a lot of fans, sometimes they love integrity and love authenticity. So if there's a way to kind of navigate the AI thing, and if I can advise on that in any way, then that would be absolutely fantastic as well.
Thank you very much, Amber.
Thank you.
I believe we have a short video that is prepared, that Amber has prepared rather, that just gives us a little bit more detail about this research. So if you're ready on the video team, Matt. Okay, that's good to go.
The replacement of human work by machines is nothing new, spanning right back to the introduction of the printing press in 1440. Today, AI-based tools are the latest development, particularly within the creative music industry, becoming widely accessible to all individuals. This raises an important question. How will AI-driven music generative tools and platforms impact interdisciplinary collaboration within the creative music industry? In a recent study I targeted at entry-level creative practitioners, 44% had already used AI in their work, and 64% said they were likely or extremely likely to use AI in the future. This suggests a growing demand for these platforms, making it crucial to understand their implications. The rapid advancement of AI has outpaced current intellectual property laws, creating a grey area for its use in music. Authorities like the European Parliament are beginning to address these gaps with measures like the Artificial Intelligence Act. AI expert Drew Thurlow notes that legal systems are leaning towards recognising AI-generated content as fair use, primarily due to the lack of legal precedents otherwise. Despite an early legal acceptance, many high-profile artists resist AI in music. Over 200 artists have signed the open letter urging AI developers to cease practices that devalue human creativity. This conflict underscores the need for balanced legislation that protects artists' rights while embracing innovation. Thurlow suggests AI companies may need to allocate royalties fairly based on the usage of training data in a framework similar to current DSP royalty distribution. AI's ability to replace human composers in session musicianship, chill music, and library music presents challenges. Musicians are being moved from creative roles to data analytic positions, reducing overall musical collaboration. The democratization of AI tools for vocal generation, composition, production, mixing and mastering encourages solo work, bypassing the need for collaboration with other professionals. However, AI also offers new collaboration opportunities. The democratization of these platforms allows more individuals to enter the music industry with minimal training, increasing human to AI collaborations. Thurlow notes that AI enables humans to collaborate in ways previously impossible. Chart-topping producer and songwriter Tom Hollings, for example, uses AI vocal manipulation software to repurpose creative ideas and pitch them to artists who might not have been receptive otherwise. AI-generated legacy music for past artists creates opportunities for contemporary musicians to collaborate with both AI and other humans on unique projects. AI-based community startups facilitate global collaboration, often overcoming language barriers through translation software. While current AI platforms have domain limitations, the ongoing development of artificial general intelligence, or AGI, could remove these barriers. AGI is projected to be complete by 2060 and will have the ability to transfer knowledge across domains comparable to human capabilities. This will eliminate the current limitations on AI's ability to replace human creativity and collaborate effectively. Further study should be undertaken to understand how these softwares will impact interdisciplinary collaboration in the longer term. In conclusion, while AI music generative tools and platforms present both challenges and opportunities for interdisciplinary collaboration in the creative music industry, the potential benefits outweigh the hindrances, particularly in the shorter term future. AI enhances efficiency and creativity, fostering new forms of collaboration that were previously unattainable. Despite potential legal and technological developments that may alter the landscape, the current trend suggests that AI will create more opportunities for both human to human and human to AI collaboration than it hinders. Conducting this study has aligned with my personal and professional evolution, keeping me ahead of technological and cultural developments in my field. It has encouraged me to learn and use new tools, enhancing my expertise and professionalism for future endeavours.
I think we're a round of applause, I think. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to move on now to our other candidate here, Will. Good morning, Will. How are you doing?
Hello.
All right.
That's
All right.
nice.
So your chosen subject area was
Yeah.
to examine the experience of HE music from the perspective of UK-based alumni. Have I understood that correctly?
Yeah, that
Lovely
was the lit
stuff.
review, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And you formulated a research question, which was, how do higher education music programs shape the career trajectories of alumni in the music industry, with a case study on the ACM?
Yes.
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 Okay, fantastic. So would you like to tell us a little bit about why you were drawn to this
Yeah.
particular subject area?
Definitely. Well, as someone who is at that specific, well, if you take it out of ACM, I was always just noticing when I was looking on social media and YouTube, you find like big artists, they speak, not all of them, but there's some that you hear speak lowly of higher education music programs. So I was like, why do they actually do this? Are they just saying it because they had a bad experience? Have they ever been? Or whatever. So then I just thought, well, let's have a look if there's any research that is in the UK or not in the UK. And there's quite a lot that's not in the UK. You got like Berkeley. There was one in Italy. There was a uni that did very in-depth research onto it. And I was like, but there's nothing in the UK. So then I was like, well, what a perfect opportunity for someone who is studying, who has fellow students, friends who are at the university, to focus and see why ACM might be doing stuff good, why ACM are doing bad, how can they improve, yeah, exactly that. So I was just like, it's not only academic in my dissertation, I was going to enjoy doing it because it's very relevant and practical to me, and it was actually, yeah, it was fun. I actually enjoyed research for it, and that's why I did it. Cause
who'd have thought it, eh?
your dissertation's a long, it's what, 4 months of work? So I was like, if I do something, I'll get bored. It's guaranteed a bad dissertation. So I was like, let me just find something that will be quite fun in a way, because how hard is that for a dissertation to have it fun? Yeah. And it turned out it was, so I was glad I chose it, yeah.
There you go. Something you can really get your teeth into.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, with relish there.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
So, I mean, part of that as well is it seems to be that there's a drive to create parity amongst experience as well, with the UK, bringing it into line with, as you mentioned, things like Berkeley, so in the US, and presumably with the rest of Europe as well, with different programs there. Yeah. Excellent. So you conducted the research. It was a series of 12 interviews. Have I got that?
12 interviews.
Got that right. So how did you pick your interview candidates there?
From the survey. So I would message on. I would message on.
I was coming to that bit. But
oh,
yeah.
sorry, sorry.
You're all right. Well, it's your show. Don't worry.
So I went through Facebook. There was an alumni group chat that Sue very nicely put me in, and basically I just sent a message to individuals just saying, this is the dissertation, would love you to do the survey, and if you wanted to have an interview, just let me know if you are happy and we can sort a date and time. And then 12 people agree to that. So yeah.
Yes. So part of that as well, that initial survey, I think you had, was it 80 participants? Yeah. So it's quite, it's a good solid number there.
It
for
was good,
gathering
yeah.
data, isn't
I was
it?
very
Yes.
happy with it.
So you examine specific elements of student experience and satisfaction,
Yeah.
and presumably encouraging participants to cite appropriate examples, specific
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Well, if you these for my findings in a way,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
So you'd have like facilities. So they would say, for example, the SSL studio, the drum kits they get to use, the laptops with Ableton on it and Logic. They're all facilities that they provided examples which they enjoyed. You'd have tutors that got very highly regarded. Tutors weren't actually allowed to be named because it was all anonymous for safeguarding reasons. But then in terms of negative things that came across, you would get, like, for example, networking opportunities.
Right.
Through looking at other unis and through my lit review, I was able to see which areas are the best to target with the questionnaire. And so you'd go, did ACM provide any network opportunities? It was quite low. The percentage, I can't fully remember off the top of my head. However, through being so specific with it, it allowed in the interview to follow on with what that person was going on about. Yeah.
That's it.
If that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. So it seemed to be the findings that you examined. You took this objective and a balanced approach that revealed these many strong points, but all these like really crucial areas. They highlighted these poignant areas for development as well, which is obviously that's really, really useful to have. So where would you see this research going in the future?
Is that in terms of dissertation or is that in terms of ACM?
Well, I just mean this research. What's going to be the longer term impact of this research, do you feel?
I think the research definitely awakened ACM through what the lecturers have told me. They didn't think a student would do this, and they've gone, all right, okay, this is actually done a perspective of people who are in the industry and have said this is what ACM gave them, which is actually practical to them. So in terms of ACM, I did do 3 points in my presentation that I thought would be best for them to first challenges to overcome to make it a strength. But in terms of my dissertation, I think the further step would be to go into other contemporary music colleges, universities in the UK, and asking the same interviews, same survey, and then gather all those and then see what they're doing well, what we're doing well, what they're doing bad, what we're doing bad, compare it all, see what would happen over that. But yeah, it's definitely a research that can go and be so much more further.
I would say so, and for me it stems back a little bit to the original idea about creating this parity of experience.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be that we reveal greater truths about HE in the UK generally compared to other countries, and actually bring it perhaps up to a better standard, or perhaps even a certainly more competitive, but even a greater standard than its competitors.
I think it would be best for every HE institution if it happened for them, because you can already see the lecturers asking me more questions around it and saying, so what do you think I can improve on right now? And then it just already making that conversation more happening around the uni. So it's all positives. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's good.
Right. Thank you, Will. And just lastly, what are your academic ambitions for the future?
What do you actually mean by that question? Because in terms of career, in career,
let's ask that question then.
So in career, I obviously have the ultimate dream of being a drummer for the rest of my life. Obviously, who wouldn't want that? However,
it's a good dream.
Sustainable and having to pay rent in the south and all of that has come to the attention that internships are a good stage for me. And speaking to the alumni in the dissertation, that's what they said would be a great first step for someone that's not unbelievably sure what they're doing. Because doing the music performance course, you do look at business factors and elements that can be applied in internships, but it is mainly drums. And I think an internship would be perfect to get these skills, because when I'm looking for a job, not an interview, they'll be like, an internship, they'll be like, but you did music performance, you've never had experience in any of this. So I think an internship would be like that first step, like that entry little bit that They were like, you don't know a lot, but I can see through like your work at uni that you will be able to do 6 months of learning. So that's my next academic.
Okay, no, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Will. And now
No
we're just
worries.
going to take a moment, please, to watch the video that you've pre-prepared. Oh, good. Yeah, so you're relishing this.
Yes.
So, Matt, when you're ready, please.
Hello everyone, I'm Will Kenworthy, a second year student at ACM studying music performance, specialising in drums. And today I'm going to be talking to you about my dissertation and how I researched it and what I found. So to start with, I thought, where is a gap that I could look into? And I found that in the UK, there was not one study that was specializing in looking at alumni in higher education music platforms and institutions. So I was like, oh my God, here we go. This is cool. Because I noticed outside of the UK, there was a few studies and I could see what they found and then gather information. So this brought to me to go, oh, I could do this at the university I'm at. So that's what I did. I did a interview and I did a survey interview with 12 alumni and a survey with 80 alumni. And basically, I wanted to find and ask questions related to what I was finding in the literature review so I could compare it to my research that I found. And that's exactly what I was able to do. And through doing the interview and survey, I was able to address the gap of the UK institutions because I did it at ACM. So the main findings that I found that ACM were doing or not doing was they were providing high quality facilities and lecturers. So basically they're providing the SSL studio, they're providing good quality mics for recording, they're providing laptops with Ableton, all of that. They're also providing good lecturers, like I said. However, ACM alumni said that there were gaps in the quality of curriculum when they were at university. They weren't getting what they thought they were getting all the time. And one of those was they felt there was a lack of interdisciplinary collaboration. And this, by the way, is changing massively. And I think that is a massive thing that I need to get out of my dissertation now I'm out of it, is ACM are trying to improve in terms of me. Every Friday, there was always an interdisciplinary collaboration lesson. So there is improvement, and I want to emphasize that. However, obviously with them saying it, it means that there was a lack of it. A massive thing is leaving university with your skill developed to go on into the industry, and the alumni felt that this was developed, which was obviously very, very helpful. However, business skills were lacking. People felt that they didn't get business skills. Only the people who were doing the business module felt that the skills were being developed. And linking with this, a lot of the alumni, I think the percentage was 80%. I would show you the percentages, but with 4 minutes, it got to be quick. So they felt that the internships and industry relevant experiences were dropping. Like I said, it is changing with Industry Link. It is massively changing. We're getting workshops, we're getting master classes. However, the percentage was so high that it's not something to forget. And therefore, with all these findings, I want to turn these challenges into opportunities. I don't just want to say it, which I did in my dissertation. What I want to do now with the dissertation is to be able to give this to someone else or me to follow it on. And these 3 points here on the screen are just the things that I think could be the biggest thing that pushed ACM above other institutions in the UK. And yeah, that is definitely what I think my dissertation, and I hope you understand more about what I found. Obviously it was very rushed and I'm sorry about that. And yeah, thank you very much for listening, and I think it would be very helpful if you guys ask me some questions if we're allowed, because obviously this is online, and what you can see there is a very brief, quick chat about my dissertation, and I think you might get more information if I was able to answer some questions. So thank you very much for listening, and yeah, I'd love to answer some questions. Thank you. So thank you very much for listening, and yeah, I'd love to answer some questions. Hello everyone, I'm Ken Murray,
Oh, yeah, I think, yeah. Thank you very much, Will. Can we have a round of applause for Will there, please? Thank you. Well, we did have a sort of fairly strenuous Q&A session beforehand, so we did it around the wrong way, perhaps. But yeah, no, it's all there, all good, good. So just a thank you once more again for Amber Sigladi for being here this morning, and Will Kenworthy, and that's great. And as I understand it, the winner of this award is announced later on today.
That is correct. So you guys are going to have to stew a little bit for the rest of the day in this heat. We are having an awards presentation roughly about 6 o'clock this evening where we'll give all our ACME awards. We've got plenty of them. And I just want to say, like Tom, thank you very much for your participation. You guys are really shining stars, and it's great to showcase your skills as academics. Now, give me 20 seconds, Amber, about being a musician at ACM.
Honestly, being a musician at ACM, I don't think I could have really called myself a musician before I was at ACM. I knew I loved music, I knew I loved songwriting, but I really didn't know what to do with it. I had no business mindset and even a personal kind of mindset. I was a very, very nervous person, but within the first day of me meeting my mentor, Marwan, I was really kind of introduced to the personal journey that I would need to go on in order to succeed in industry and to hold space for myself. I was too nervous to ask him to listen to my little USB that I'd brought with me on the VIP day at Metropolis. And I kind of stood there for like 7 hours waiting for somebody to listen to me. And he finally was like, oh, okay. And when he did listen, he was on his phone, and then he stopped being on his phone and he was like, this is you. This is actually really good. And I was like, did you not think so? I think it would be. And he went, no, because you don't believe in yourself. And I was like, wow, okay. And so that really opened me up to the personal journey that I knew I would need to go on in order to succeed. And I knew that ACM was the place to do it. And so I've come on tremendously in my time here in terms of the business, the skills, the mindset. And so it's been fantastic. And I've just met so many incredible people that have helped me in my career.
Well done, Amber. And we definitely recognize your self-belief and everything today. So not only academically, but musically, making big strides. And Will, give me 20 seconds on being a musician here at ACM. First of all, repping for the London campus. Way. Yeah, anybody from London campus. And then repping for our Guildford campus. Go ahead, Will. Tell me about being a musician here.
Well, make it quick. So, fun, exciting, challenging. You're going to get pushed through a lot of stuff, especially with Toby Drummond as your drum teacher. The equipment is top notch. You go to other places, it's not like that. You go to studios, it's not like that. The studio, probably my favorite part about this is we've literally been able to make music videos, albums, EPs for free. Obviously, we do pay for our tuition. However, if you use it, you kind of make yourself think the balance is... so I think, just if you go into the lessons with a learning mindset and know that you are not as good as your lecturer and don't get overwhelmed by the lecture, you will come out with a positive mindset. So, it's been positive.
Excellent, Will. No, that's great. Thank you very much. So give Amber and Will a round of applause. So just before we finish, our next event, just after 11 o'clock, will be our Level 7 Masters event. So more academia for you, but at Masters level. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Other than that, I'd like to give a round of applause to Dr. Tom Atherton for being a gracious host today. Really well done. Really
Thank you, Mike.
It.
Thank you very much.
And we will see you shortly after 11 a.m.